because I'm a desperate man at the end of his pitiful rope. I'm just gonna say it. I have Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. Only because in the previous video, in my Tekken 8 review of the things that make me play Tekken 7, I said I would show like just a few things from Tekken 8. So I'm just gonna quickly just jump into the character customization here. Oh, a friendly note to everybody, for all you modders out there of Tekken 8, for all of you who have a problem with the graphics or whatever, do not turn off the chromatic aberration. If you turn off the chromatic aberration, the game's gonna look fake. That's the thing that stops the game from looking like a bunch of pixels and models and textures. It's chromatic aberration. If you don't know what chromatic aberration is, it's that red, bluish, faded gradient type of effect that's on the outer trim of Kazuya's face. It's that blur basically. Basically, it's like a close and far range depth of field that has a 3D, old 3D glasses, red and blue gradient applied to it. That's what makes the game real. I'm trying to harp on that because I've seen on YouTube other people. I've actually just YouTube Tekken 8 graphics, and then I've seen a video of someone changing the graphics and taking the chromatic aberration out and making the game look dated and terrible. Personal preference. Alright, I'm gonna move forward here. This video is mainly for my best friend, because I think I showed my best friend this game already. But I feel like I think I know there's something I may have overlooked that I could showcase here. First and foremost, I know the very first thing I showed him was Blade. Freaking Raven. I've always hated Raven as a Tekken character. I think he's awful. I think he's cheesy. I think he's weird. I don't think he fits in. He looks like Cisco mixed with Blade / corny ninja guy with weird scar on his face. He's dumb. I think he's dumb. / Raiden from Metal Gear Solid. I'm gonna click the character. Here's my customizations that I made for him. I hate that I have to say this, that I am saying this. I'm a Raven fan now. Now I play with Raven. Only because you can turn Raven into freaking Blade. I'm just gonna show one of the customizations I made. This is from Blade 1, or the first Blade movie. This is specifically the scene where they was drawing his blood. Frost got him trapped. He made a decoy in the form of his deceased mother, who came back. It was really a clone of her, but she tricked him, and they entrapped him, drew his blood, and these are the things they used to draw his blood from his arms. It was these giant steel traps, essentially, or shackles. And just look at it, man. It's freaking Wesley Snipes, and it's spot on, dude. Everything from his hairstyle to his glasses. It's insane, dude. It's insane. I actually play with Raven just because I can make Blade. I'm gonna show another version of it. I'm gonna show an underrated version of him. This is specific for the movie. And yes, my builds are hyper accurate, so I make sure to not put any extra bells and whistles that are cheesy just for the sake of being cheesy. This is from Blade Trinity. This is the third movie. In the third movie, Blade wears a red shirt, and he actually wears essentially suit pants or dress pants with his new outfit. I just like this version of him. This is specifically from the scene when he was getting interrogated. If you're still not familiar with what I'm saying, the scene when he jumped out of the window because he went back to get his sword, and he just says, "I forgot my sword." This is basically it. Blade Trinity. In that scene specifically, where they downgraded him. Looks awesome. Looks awesome. I'm a Raven fan now. I play as Raven. I don't like Raven, but I like to play as Raven, customized as Blade. Alright. Next thing that makes me, not makes me, because I have a better Bruce Lee in Tekken 7. I have an accurate actual Bruce Lee in Tekken 7. But this is one of the things that allows me to tolerate playing Tekken 8, is that they made Law respectfully and closely pay homage to Bruce Lee, the Dragon himself. I'm going to show an example here. This is a customization I made outfit wise. This is from Enter the Dragon. It's one of Bruce Lee's movies. This is what he wore. Specifically from that iconic scene when he gets scratched across his chest and he like licks the blood off of his hands. This is it. And it's pretty accurate, man. The thing I love about Tekken 8's Law specifically is really his face. His face mesh way closer to how Bruce Lee looks. It has his mannerisms, his likeness, expression wise, just the structure of his face looks like Bruce Lee. Like it looks like very close to Bruce Lee. Not as close as 7, because 7 is Bruce Lee, but it's very close. The only downside to the way he looks in 8 is how big he is. See his arms? His arms look like tree trunks. Bruce Lee's not this big. Bruce Lee lifts copious amounts of weights. He's super strafed. He's definitely superhuman physically, but he doesn't look like this. He doesn't have the giant, sluggish, ponderous, thick arms like this. Because Bruce Lee's a fighter. He's a fighter, so he's fast. And I don't know. I just think it's kind of a disservice to Bruce Lee to structure his body in this manner. But I get it, man. I'm sure it's for the purpose of recycling the torso mesh in some regard onto the other characters without it being too jarring. Because he can't make, let's be honest, he can't make all the characters skinny like Bruce Lee just to cater to the trying to have his likeness. Oh, forget that. I want to show another costume here, which is to me hilarious. Being able, I made this in part 7 too, but being able to make the repair guy or the phone repair mechanic, this is specifically from Fist of Fury, which is one of Bruce Lee's older movies, and it's just a funny scene where he dresses up like a mechanic nerd and he's trying to fix a phone so that he can infiltrate this racist dojo so he could pretty much beat everyone up later, and really just to collect intel for someone who murdered his master. But I'm getting way too in depth in the story. Just know this is a funny parody version of Bruce Lee, and it's hilarious, and I liked being able to put it in this game, and it gives me incentive to play this. Sorry, but those are the two things, man. That's really the only things in Tekken 8 that makes me play Tekken 8. Doesn't even make me. That, you know, this is why I tolerate playing Tekken 8. You can play as Blade, and you have a law that's closer to the likeness of Bruce Lee. Pretty much it. And my all-time favorite character, if you don't know, is Steve. I love Steve. Steve is awesome. I don't like the face model for Steve in this game. I don't even like the way he looks structurally, like his body physically. They kind of messed him up. Since I'm on that subject of stuff that I despise or don't like in Tekken 8, that changes they made. Paul, I don't like Paul's hair. His hair is dumb. I don't know what they're doing. Why did they do this? This is like making Fat Thor in the MCU. Thor had a fan base. People love Thor. Why would you screw his character up like that? Make him not cool. Thor's whole shtick is he's a man's man. He's like cream of the crop. He's the most beautiful, powerful god to ever exist. Fate is on his side. You can't kill him. He's just so awesome. And then they made him a fat gamer. Same with Paul. They gave him this derpy haircut. He looks dumb. He looks dumb. And every scene you see Paul in Tekken 8 is goofy. They ruined the character. Also his body. He has like this fat beer gut. He looks like a redneck now. I hate everything about Paul in Tekken 8. And there's nothing anyone can do or say to convince me that he's cool, because he's not. Another thing, they brought back Lars. Lars is a dumb character. I know Lars grew on people, but Lars is a stupid character. He's always been dumb. He's like, cause I think it's because he's a Mishima. I don't like that he's a Mishima who fights like a ninja. He's like Raven Mishima. It's like, I don't like it. I just don't like the character. That's personal preference though. Victor, I don't like Victor. I think he's a terrible addition. I'm sure there's people out there who like this character. I don't know what he's based on. I just don't. Aesthetically, he's a terrible character decision. He fights with a freaking sword and I think a gun. I don't remember his weapon set. I just remember he has the most ridiculous. He has a knife that he carries in his hand, a gun that he shoots you with in game, and he has a laser sword. Not a sword. He has a laser sword. Victor's the dumbest character. He's an amalgamation of stupid. And the only thing that saves Victor and makes him a playable character for me personally is being able to customize him. As you can see, I got Joaquin Phoenix Joker and freaking John Wick. So he's tolerable in this game to play with. So Victor, I just don't like Victor as a character. Paul has a stupid haircut, and they also made him a complete fat slug, goofball. Lars, I never liked Lars. I just think he was weird from his inception. They brought Leo back. Is Leo male? Is Leo female? Who knows? Don't know how to feel about it. Makes me a little angry. I don't like confusion, if you know what I mean. So, it is what it is. He's in the game. Leo, immediately when I first saw Leo, I didn't hate Leo. I thought Leo was cool. Until I discovered that they never reveal what gender he is. And then that weirded me out. Because I don't know. I can't idolize something that I don't, if I don't know what it is. Freaking Leroy. I like Leroy. Leroy's cool. I'm not from New York. I think Leroy is more of a fan favorite for people from New York, specifically African American people. But when I first saw Leroy, I didn't like him. I thought he was kind of racist. He looks like a black exploitation character, if I could best sum it up. But then in that same breath, culturally, I'm not from the north, so maybe there's a lot of aspects to this character that are accurate to people in the north, and maybe he is a respectful interpretation of a old Wing Chun doing black guy from the north. Anyway, next up is Reina. Freaking Reina is dumb. I want Heihachi back. I don't know what I hate when they gender bend characters. Heihachi was cool. He was this old, rough, crazy tomahawk in his teeth catching dude who threw his children over cliffs. Like, you can't get better than Heihachi. And then he had his dumb hairstyle that's iconic. And then they gave us this new teeny bopping Neo Mishima style character who may be related to Jin, who's probably not. Like, I don't like Reina. I think she's dumb. She's a stupid character. They shouldn't have. I want Heihachi back. That's all I'm saying. And that's biased too. I just want Heihachi. I like Heihachi. Azucena, I think Azucena's kind of dumb, but she's a mommy. She's a Latina character, so I like her. Of course, I like her. And she's dancing. She's got rhythm and soul. So I don't know. I can't gauge if she's a good addition or a bad addition. She's just kind of meh. She's just kind of here. She reminds me of Josie from the previous game, from Part 7. I just kind of was like, okay. And yeah, that's biased too. Just because she's Latina, I think that kind of biases me towards liking her more. But I don't know if she's a good addition. There's actually a lot of questionable new characters in this roster now that I'm skimming over it. Dragunov, I never liked Dragunov, but there may be people who like him. He's kind of weird. Claudio, I think Claudio's dumb. He's like an exorcist or something in the game. He's the most milquetoast, generic looking character. I don't know, I just don't like Claudio. There's a lot in here that's garbage. But I don't care, because I got Blade. I could play as Blade, and I have Law. Shaheen's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. He's Arabian, too. He's an Arab. I think he's Arab. Or screw it. He's Middle Eastern. And they did a good job. He's very respectful and very cool looking. Zafina, on the other hand, I don't like Zafina. Not sure why. She's pretty. I don't know why I don't like her. Maybe it might be just her fighting style. But there's a lot of, yeah. Now that I'm looking at Tekken 8, this roster is not it. Tekken 7 is better. Tekken 7, well, okay, let's be fair. Tekken 7 has a bigger roster. I'm digressing. I'm just rambling now. Okay, so I can play as Blade. I have freaking a Law that looks closer to Bruce Lee, and they didn't take Steve out of the game. So Tekken 8's okay in my book. It's just not better than 7. Alright, God bless.